Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our daily word this Tuesday morning. It's 11:30. Always late on these Tuesdays. And when I have coffee with the pastor, we were at High Grounds this morning. They had some Dear Dutchman treats there, and we were in the side room. It was good. A little change of pace from our normal Tim Hortons place. So as always, I'm grateful that you can join me now or whenever that is and carve out time to be with me. I'm always grateful that you can do that. And a long journey together. Placing flame to my Christ candle, as I always do every day, inviting the presence of the Holy Spirit. So I invite you to do that as well, and invite the Holy Spirit to be with you in these next few minutes together. I've chosen for our text Ephesians 3, verse 17, and it says this: I pray that you, being rooted and grounded in love, may have power, together with all the saints, to grasp how wide and long and high and deep is the love of Christ, and to know this love that surpasses knowledge, that you may be filled to the measure of all the fullness of God. Rooted and grounded in love. You know, sometimes I think we forget, in all the dealings in life, all the troubles, all the struggling of relationships, whatever it is, that Paul says to the church in Ephesus, those who would listen, I pray that you, and he makes this statement as a firm statement of who they are, being rooted and grounded in love. I think we sometimes forget that love is our primary. Sunday sermon, I'm going to talk about Jacob and Jacob's ladder. Although it really wasn't a ladder in the sense that we think of ladders. But Jacob laid his head on a pillow, and for him, that became the benchmark. He called it Bethel. The place where God is. That benchmark made that a primary place. Love, the writer of Ephesians says, is our benchmark, our primary source, our primary reason for practically everything. But it's not about the love that we humans express to each other, or even the love we give in service to the world. What it's really talking about initially, our primary, is the love God has for us. I pray that you, being rooted and grounded in love, may have power, together with all the saints, to grasp how wide and long and high and deep is the love of Christ, and to know that this love surpasses knowledge, that you may be filled to the measure of all the fullness of God. Seriously, this benchmark, this place that we find ourselves grounded, Paul says, is this first love. The love God has for us. The very source of our beginning, our daily, our moment to moment, our reason to live. And it's so significant that we find ourselves in that place. Look, I get it, and I find myself struggle too some days. It's when we face life in general, work or school or neighbors or family situations, whatever it is, it's easy to forget that love is our primary. And we get so caught up in everything else that we forget. But our first primary source is the love God has for us, the grounding space of all life. Love, our very self. It's the beginning of who we are and how we live and what God has to say to us. Being rooted and grounded in love. That's how I want to be. I want to be rooted and grounded in it. Have my roots go so very deep that love is my primary. God's love for me, knowing that's just part of who I am, and that my roots go so deep, being rooted and grounded in love, that then I can express love to other people. It's so important for us. If we could live our lives in such a way. We talked about this morning at coffee about songs we sang on Sunday morning and Sunday night at my house. And we're talking about singing Let There Be Peace on Earth. And people love that song. And I reminded us around the table, the song says, let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. We've gotten so accustomed to thinking that it begins somewhere else. Love and peace and joy and whatever it is. Let it begin with me, being rooted and grounded in love. Then in peace, then in kindness, then in joy, so that we can grasp the depth of Christ's love for us. And it surpasses everything that we know. I think these words are critical, and they guide us in our lives. So consider it today. Consider it when it's a challenge. Maybe pause for just a minute and allow your roots to grow a bit deeper, being rooted and grounded. Maybe then peace will begin with me and with you. Thanks for joining me for our time together. As always, know of God's love that surrounds you. Know of my love for you. We'll be back tomorrow morning. Have a great day.